Hi guys, today we're going to do section 2.2, which is solving two-step equations. So first we're going to do a bunch of examples, and I want you to write down the steps that are here in the blue box. It's like you're doing reverse PEMDAS. So we're going to undo addition and subtraction first, and then we're going to undo multiplication and division. So we're going to solve and check. If you notice, those are the directions. Yes, you need to check, and I will show you what you need to write down for a check. Okay, for the first one, we're going to undo the subtraction of minus 4. We're going to add 4 to both sides. And we do it right underneath, and we show that these two cancel out. We have 3x. Notice our equal signs will always line up. They will always be right underneath each other. 17 plus 4 is 21. Then we have to undo, this is multiplication, 3 times x, so we do divide by 3, x equals 7, because 21 divided by 3 is 7. Now, the way that you write your check, we write CH for check. And what you're going to do is you're going to plug in this 7 in anywhere that you see x in your original equation. So I'm going to write 3 times 7, because that's what 3x is, minus 4, I'm just following along this equation right here, equals 17. What was in green is what I'm following. Then I solve the whole left side. Now this is what you did in chapter 1. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 take away 4 is 17. And I write that 17 equals 17. That is correct. So I know that my answer is true. Okay, number 2. We have an adding 8 because we're undoing addition and subtraction first. So we're going to subtract 8 to both sides. Cancel those out. 3 take away 8 would be negative 5 equals n over 5. Now, if you recall, I've been telling you that fractions also mean division. So this means n divided by 5. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Both sides of my equal sign. Those cancel out. Again, my equal signs line up. Now, in this step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my n to the other side, because your answer should always be the variable equals a number. Okay, and then I'll bring over my 5 times negative 5, and I'm going to shoot my answer over to the right side, and I get negative 25 there. Okay, to do our check, we write 3 equals. You do not rearrange what was given. You keep the exact problem that you started with, so the green cannot change. 3, and then I write negative 25 over 5, or divided by 5, plus 8. And I know that this division here will equal negative 5. Negative 5 plus 8 is 3. 3 equals 3. And that works. Okay. This one's my tricky one. And I'd put a star next to it. So first, forgetting about this, where the x, this is the x, forgetting about that symbol that's here, this subtraction symbol, because that goes with the x. This 5, to undo it, it's a positive 5, so you're going to subtract 5 to both sides. Even though that subtraction goes with your x, this 5 is a positive 5, so to undo it, you need to do negative 5 or subtract 5. Those cancel out. 7 minus 5, I'm left with 2. This is why I say this is also tricky, because what you're left with here is negative x, not just plain x. Now, you could think of this in 2 ways. You could think of this as negative 1, and you could divide both sides by negative 1. X equals negative 2. That's one way. The other way is to think this is the opposite of x, so I just take the opposite on both sides. Okay, so we do our check. 5 minus negative 2 equals 7. Well, minus negative, we know that that means plus. 5 plus 2, 7 equals 7. Okay. Okay, so this new one, now you'll see 2 variables. And when you see 2 variables, they should be the same variable for right now. What you want to do is you want to combine like terms. Combine like terms, so that you only have one variable to deal with. So m minus 3m. Now you can only do this when they're on the same side of the equals. They're all over here on this side of the equal sign. The equal sign kind of like breaks up the equation. It's the balance. So anything on one side of the equal sign you could always put together. So m minus 3m, so 1m take away 3m's would be negative 2m plus 8 equals 18. And now you're back to a regular two-step equation. You're going to subtract 8 to both sides because you're going to undo addition and subtraction first. Cancel that out. Negative 2m equals 18 minus 8 is 10. Divide both sides by negative 2. M equals negative 5 because 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. Okay, to do the check. Everywhere you see an m, you're going to plug in negative 5. So here's m. I'm going to write negative 5 minus 3 times m. 3 times negative 5 plus 8 is supposed to equal 18. I'm going to kind of do this in steps so I don't get confused. Negative 5 minus, this is going to be 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. So I'm going to be minusing a negative 15 plus 8. It's supposed to equal 18. Well, this means plus here. Negative 5 plus 15 would be 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. Okay. That's how you do a check with many variables. I'm going to skip number 5. Okay, so to number 6. These are fractions. Key strategy, make sure you write that down, is to undo the denominator first. So when one whole side of your equation is a fraction, you want to undo this divide by 3. So to undo it, I'm going to multiply by 3 to both sides. That's what you're going to undo first. Then I'm left with x minus 7. That will leave you with the numerator. We'll isolate it out. Negative 12 times 3 is negative 36. Okay, I add 7 to both sides. X equals negative 36 plus 7 will be a negative 29. To do my check, I plug it in. Negative 29 minus 7 divided by 3 is supposed to equal negative 12. Negative 29 minus 7, when I type that in the calculator, I get negative 36 divided by 3 is negative 12. And that works. Okay, one more equation to do, and then we're going to do a word problem. So to undo this divide by 4, we multiply by 4. Cancels out. 24 equals x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides. 24 plus 2 is going to be 26. X equals 26. To do our check, 6 equals 26 minus 2 divided by 4. 6 equals 26 minus 2 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. And it works. All right, our last one is our word problem. Please make sure you write this down because it doesn't make sense in your notes if it's just a blank there and you don't have a word problem to look at. So, you are making a bulletin board to advertise community service opportunities in your town. You plan to use half sheets of construction paper for each ad. You need 5 sheets of construction paper for a title banner. You have 18 sheets of construction paper. How many ads can you make? So we need a half sheet of construction paper for each ad. A half sheet. So a half sheet for each ad. Plus we need the 5 sheets right here for a title. Because we don't know how many ads, that's why I used A. And I know that I have 18 pieces of construction paper. So now we just need to solve it. Subtract 5. A half A equals 13. To undo a half, we're going to multiply by 2 over 1, or just times 2. A equals 26. That means that there's 26 ads. And we don't check these because your equation could be wrong, so then you're checking in the wrong equation. So that's it. So once you have your equation and you've solved it, you are done. All right, that's it. Have a good night.